questions, come up.
Welcome to our call. I'm glad to be on with the three of you and anyone else who joins us, and happy to have anyone who's listening afterwards. My name's Kristen, and we're just going over a couple of products tonight. But first, I wanted to introduce myself and my little Plexus journey. It's been it's been 7 years, a little years since I've been on the products. And I learned about Plexus through a social media post from Shayna, who, Melissa, I'm not sure if you've met her yet, but the rest of us know. And when I saw her post about losing the last bit of some baby weight, I was curious. And at the time, I was looking for any way to help boost our family's immunity because my mom was going through chemo, and we were looking for ways to just stay healthy so that we could be around her more. And I was making my own kefir, which, if you know me, I have a hard enough time planning a meal for my family of 5. So to be making my own kefir with raw milk from the farm, it was just a big, huge production. So when I saw that there was a probiotic that people were having great results with in capsule form, I thought, well, I'm going to try that. So I had no idea that that the product line was so amazing and would help with health issues. So I started with combo, which a lot of people do, and it's the Slim, which is the pink drink, and the Probio 5 and the Biocleanse. The Probio 5 was the one probiotic at the time. And it basically, I didn't know it was going to help my digestive issues. My husband jumped on board and he wanted to try it, and his digestive issues were cleared up. He used to not be able to sleep through the night, and he was a teacher at the time. So he'd wake up and say, I saw the clock at 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m. And then he'd have to wake up and go teach high school students. So that was painful. And after a few days, actually, of him being on the triplex combo, he was sleeping through the night, which was a game changer. And then my dad jumped on board, and he wanted to try it because he saw the results that we were having, and he got to come off of acid reflux meds. And our son had skin issues clear up. He had bumps from psoriasis on his elbow for a couple of years, and we tried different over-the-counter things. We tried dermatologist creams, which I was kind of hesitant to do anyway, because I didn't want all that stuff on him. And there were all the warnings of don't use it, here, and, it's 2 weeks on, 1 week off. It was just too many warnings for me. And so I wasn't comfortable with it. Well, testimonies about people's skin clearing up from different things. So I broke open that little capsule and I mixed it in some applesauce and sometimes pudding, just a spoonful, and I gave it to him in 2 weeks, and the bumps on his elbow were gone. So that was a huge blessing. And then I didn't plan on sharing it with anybody because I was stiff-arming the business, and I'd been involved with some network marketing companies before, and I didn't think I wanted to go down that road, but I couldn't help sharing because it was helping our family so much. And as I shared with friends, I kept hearing, even without sharing, I just kept listening to people complaining about bloating or trouble with digestive issues or energy. And it just became a natural conversation, and they jumped on board and started trying the products. And lo and behold, it started a business. So I'm happy to be here still 7 years later. And yeah, I'll talk a little bit more about Biocleanse in a minute, but I'll pass it over to Leslie, I think.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
It helps if I unmute. I've learned that. Okay, so I'm going to talk about Immune Plus, and it is a new product since February 2020. It was released in right before the pandemic started. But since it was released so close to that time frame, we have to be very sensitive with that product and how we share it, because it does a whole lot for the immune system. But as we know, we can't claim that our products heal anybody of anything. This product especially cannot be related to COVID, that C word. So what it does do though, is it primes, supports, and maintains the immune system. Now, that's not just at the gut level, it's at the cellular level. And that's a really big deal, because that means it can go everywhere in your body. And I'm going to go into that in just a few minutes and what that means. It features a nature-inspired formula with scientifically backed ingredients. So it does three things: the priming. What that means is it stimulates your immune system. So if your immune system is already weak due to cancer, autoimmune, or Lyme disease, or past problems with those, it will stimulate and help it start to grow. Support, it means it improves upon what you already have. And maintains means it will keep it balanced. People that have autoimmune illnesses, they may have too much, not going into too much details, but it will go into having too much of some of the microbes and bacteria and problems that it needs to kind of bring it down. And so it balances it out into a healthy response. So that's a really big deal, especially if you have autoimmune. So that's a really good market for people to think about. Who do you know that might struggle in that area that we can help? Okay, so the main benefits, like we just said, it stimulates the natural immune system. It provides antioxidant support to help reduce free radicals. Now, I wasn't real clear on what those were, but you don't want your body to have oxidants in it. Oxidants means it's got little things in it that can start growing inappropriately, like tumors. And free radicals are little pieces of oxygen. They're molecules that'll attach to things and then start growing faster. So we don't want those to grow, because usually it's an indicator of tumor growth. It helps maintain the body's immune system. It's got superfood antioxidant blend in it, and it supports efficient cellular oxygen consumption. So your body is healthiest when it has the most oxygen in it, in your blood. You want an oxygen-rich blood supply. So it supports that. Remember, active has nitric oxide in it, or helps with nitric oxide production. So does this. And that's why if you look on our website, you'll see that active and Immune Plus are paired together, because that nitric oxide is real important in getting everything through your body at a faster rate. And it also contains, I'm going to go into some of the other ingredients. So who should take it? So you should take it if you have a compromised immune system. I mentioned Lyme, autoimmune, cancer. So you can take 2 to 4. If you know you're sick, or if you're getting sick, like if you're coming down with a flu, a virus of some kind, you might want to take up to 4. I know from my own personal experience with clients that it does have some die-off that goes with it. So start with 1, let them try it for a while and see how they handle it, and then move it up to 2. And it also has a lot of vitamin C in it. So if you're having vitamin C in other products like I'm sure Kristen's going to go into Biocleanse, has vitamin C in it. We usually take that to what's called a bowel tolerance, meaning that you take it to the point where you have loose stools and then you drop it back. Okay, the superfood antioxidant blend. This is really cool because it reduces the free radicals and it increases metabolism. And it increases nitric oxide up to 64%, both of reducing free radicals and increasing nitric oxide improve circulation. So when you're sick, you want good circulation. It also has royal agaricus mushroom extract. So there's solid evidence and that this extract has beta glucan in it, and that helps heart health. So if you're sick and if you're straining in any way, your body is straining, then that affects your heart. It also helps with cholesterol and triglycerides. So just like Mega X helps with cholesterol and triglycerides, so does this. It has something called andrographis in it, and I didn't know what this was, but this is another really good thing it does. One of the most popular medicinal plants used traditionally for the treatment of cancer, diabetes, high blood pressure, ulcers, leprosy, bronchitis, skin diseases, colic, the flu, dysentery, dyspepsia, and malaria. It's been used for centuries. So this is not something that's new that they've just discovered. It's called andrographis, and it's been used in Asia, South America, and the African continents. So it is an herb, I guess. I'm not sure about that, but it's a plant that's been used for centuries. Okay, it's also been used in traditional medicine to help with fevers. It exhibits antibacterial, antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, anti-cancer, and immunostimulating properties. So either alone or in combination with other herbs, it's been shown to reduce the duration and the severity of anything upper respiratory. So common cold, flu, other viruses that may come around. Turkey tail mushroom, there's a lot of documentation on this right now. And it's kind of a, if you go to medical news today, that's where I got this section. But it's pretty fascinating because it helps fight cancer, basically. It fights cancer in the colon and breast cancer. It helps with gut health and obesity. The other thing that it does, that turkey tail mushroom, which is just one of the ingredients here, is that it helps make cancer treatments, certain cancer treatments, more efficient. So it will help drive the cancer treatment into better areas, or into just make it more efficient. So I am not taking this, but I think I'm going to start after reading that today.
That's fascinating.
That's a lot of great info.
Yeah.
Thanks, Leslie.
You're welcome.
Yes. I'll ask questions at the end. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I was going to just go over Biocleanse. That's our other one for tonight that we're going to go over. And I'll just hit on some of the highlights. It was one of the top 3 that I first started on, and that changed my life, changed lots of people's lives. But basically, Biocleanse primary benefits are that it helps cleanse the gastrointestinal tract. It helps reduce occasional gas, bloating, and discomfort. It helps promote regularity. helps reduce unwanted microbes and substances. It helps relieve occasional constipation. It's a source of antioxidants. It helps aid in digestive health. It contains vitamin C and oxygenated magnesium. And this helps support immune function. And many people don't realize that 80% of Americans are magnesium deficient. And that is a big deal because there are so many health issues that I was unaware of that are linked to magnesium deficiency. And some of the research that I've done, I'll just some of the lists, a few things from a few of the lists that I came up with when I did my search. So magnesium deficiency can be related to anxiety, weak bones, low energy, weakness, inability to sleep, PMS and hormonal imbalance, irritability, nervousness, headaches, abnormal heart rhythm, muscle tension, spasms, cramps, fatigue. And then a couple other lists: ringing in the ears or hearing loss, kidney stones. There are a lot of, when you search magnesium deficiency, a lot of things that people suffer from daily could have a simple solution. It could be one of the things. If you address magnesium deficiency, it could be one of the solutions. So that's definitely something to look into. The Biocleanse, it's recommended that we take 2 capsules up to 2 times daily with 8 ounces of water. Of course, the normal recommended amount of water is half your weight in ounces of water, and magnesium absorbs into the junk in your gut. So it's going to draw the water in and then flush the junk out. So you'll definitely want to be drinking your water. Some people like to take 2 capsules. Some people like to take 4. I take 4 at bedtime with my ProBio 5. So it's you kind of tweak your regimen as you go, and you see what you need and what works for you. Everybody's system is different. But that's how I take mine. And yeah, I love it. I never miss a day. So that's the Biocleanse. So we can talk about questions or anything here at the end, if anybody has any, or add any facts or whatever your experience has been.
The Biocleanse also does the oxygenation that we talked about with the Immune Plus, right, Leslie? So we have a lot of products that do that, it seems like.
And that's what I didn't realize is how important that is,
Yeah.
to keep the blood oxygenated so that other things can't grow, basically.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it, because I haven't thought about it. Keeps things from growing. Like, I knew it was a good thing to have oxygenated blood and have that oxygen in your blood, but that's a good way
Well,
to
it also helps with brain fog. It helps with a clear mind to have the oxygen going all the way through your brain. You know, I mean, you don't want it to stop or get sluggish. I mean, that's not going to happen anyhow, but with a lot of oxygen, you'll have more clarity of thought.
like with the circulation and stuff, it probably helps with all that.
Right.
With Immune Plus, did you see the quercetin, or what, in that, in the mushrooms?
I didn't pull out every single thing that is in Immune Plus. I pulled out some of the more active ingredients.
Yeah, because I guess it's an active. It's like supposedly in some of those mushrooms, and isn't that right?
I don't know. I would just have to say
I saw that listed on the ingredients, which is that's kind of a buzzword these days.
Yeah.
The quercetin.
Yeah, it helps. It helps with the immune function. What it doesn't say is, it doesn't say how much is in Immune Plus.
Yeah.
But it's also, I think it's also in Nerve too.
Oh yeah, I think you
Wow,
mentioned that
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So nerve is supposed to help regrow nerves and heal the nerves. So that would make sense that it would be there.
Hmm.
I didn't realize all of the cancer benefits of Immune Plus, like
Well,
helping with treatments. Even it was
yeah.
someone with cancer, things like
Yeah,
that.
that's a really big one. And so I've been thinking, because I know several people who have cancer. In fact, I did that breast cancer post today. And it's given me something to go back and talk to people about. That, where would I, if they were to start, where would I start them? And it kind of just depends on what results they wanted. If they want help, I mean, it could go either way. I could help them with the Immune Plus and Active, or I could help them with Triplex.
Yeah, someone with cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah, it seems to me like Immune Plus is really needed in a lot of ways for that.
Yeah. It really, it seemed that way to me. I'd like to understand the antioxidant side of it better. I'm sure somebody who's a nurse would understand and could explain it to me better. Antioxidants and free radicals. I just know that free radicals are oxygen molecules that float around without an electron, which means it's an unhealthy molecule looking for an electron. So as soon as it finds one, it's going to hook onto it. And hence that's why how tumors start growing, I think, is how it is, how I understand it. Now, I may be oversimplifying it, of course.
Well, and I'm thinking about like when you were talking about the immune system, like the Immune Plus helps keep the immune system balanced. And because my dad won't stay consistent on anything. If he'd stay consistent on the triplex, he probably wouldn't have such a big issue with psoriasis. But with psoriasis, his immune system is so high that he's having to get those shots to almost like bring down his immune system.
Because the
It's like his
histamines
body
are
is
going crazy.
fighting too much, which is causing the psoriasis. And I'm like,
Yeah,
he
that
can't take capsules, so he literally will open a capsule and like eat it and then drink something.
could he do active and then pour a capsule of Immune Plus in it?
If I could make him,
Because that's just one thing. I know.
my dad. I mean, he cannot be consistent on anything, and I'm like, you're paying more for these. Well, at the moment, he's not paying for the shots, but I'm like, you're now having to deal with this. If you had just been consistent on this, you would never have to deal with it. Anyway.
Oh.
But yeah, so that's interesting. This might be something he could really, I need to talk to him about.
It's it's an additional direction, another tool in our tool belt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Very cool. And with it being Breast Cancer Awareness Month,
Yeah,
this
week I'm trying to do breast cancer posts.
Mm-hmm.
So
you might make a direction of Immune Plus or something with it.
yeah, I'll definitely add that in. I'll add in the gut health side, that because they have proven that gut health is related to breast cancer. So,
Very
Wow.
interesting.
Good info.
Yep.
And I take 4 or more Biocleanse a day too, Kristen, so don't feel bad.
Oh, it's the best.
I can only do 1 sometimes, 2 sometimes. Really? Yeah, one almost all the time, 2 every other day.
Yeah.
But I still find that I do best when I take 2 in the morning and then some at night.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's like when I get the best results from it is splitting it up like that.
Mm.
Interesting.
even though, but because I do take some things in the morning. So I'll just like my Vital Biome, I'll take that with some Biocleanse.
Hmm.
And at night, I'll take some more Biocleanse with my ProBio. So,
Whatever works.
I mean, I'll have like this handful of pills. I'm like, I gotta take my supplements.
Hmm.
So,
I think it is absolutely different for everybody.
oh yeah,
Biocleanse seems to be like just a wild card for everybody. You just never know what. I take one in the morning and one at night. My sister takes 4 a day.
yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
So, I mean, it's just totally different for everybody.
it really is.
I mean, I could take 6 and it wouldn't. I mean, it helps me. It just, I don't. I guess some people are just way more regular. I need this stuff.
Yeah, I do too.
6 is actually the max.
Do what?
6 is actually the max.
Yeah. I mean, I don't usually go over 6.
Well, I've had to start
Typically
people at
4.
6.
Do what?
I've had to start people at 6.
Really?
Yeah. I had a young mom contact me right out of the hospital, and we'd been talking for a while. And she was just so sick because she hadn't had a bowel movement in
Ugh.
days, like 10 days. And they had
Mm.
taken her to the hospital because she was in so much pain.
Mhm.
Oh.
Yeah, I had to make my dad do it. Back to my dad. He was having trouble and he went and he could not go to the restroom and he got Miralax. I'm like, Dad, you have Biocleanse at home. Take it. And he was like, well, I need something instant. I was like, take it. He tried Miralax. And I'm like, you're crazy. Didn't work for him. And I said, please take, I made him take like 3 Biocleanse at night. And then the next morning, take like 3 more. He finally went. And so I'm like, just keep doing it. Keep taking it. Oh, he's the worst. Trying to get him to do something. Men are horrible trying to get him to stay consistent.
Yes. My husband had he has IBS, and when he finally, it took 2 years for him to commit to the triplex. He said, I'll do it for 90 days and then I'll see. I said, if you do it for 90 days and you will tell me and talk to me and let me work with your routine, you won't want to stop. And he didn't. But then when he quit work, he was like, well, maybe I don't need it anymore. I said, why would you not need it anymore? Because you quit work. So he stopped because he's like, I just don't like taking all those pills. I said, okay, fine. That's fine. I said, and I just kind of smiled at myself on the inside. I said, because you're going to, that very night, he got up 3 times during the middle of the night.
I love it.
The next night he took his stuff.
There you go.
And he's
Yeah.
not, since then, he's not stopped. But you're talking about Immune Plus, we had COVID when we got it when we went to Mexico in July with my sister and her husband. And he was just doing his normal too. And sometimes he won't be consistent with that. For some reason, that one thing he will not be consistent with. And I upped mine to 4. I was taking 2 in the morning, 2 at night. And my case was significantly lighter than his.
Wow.
And it was, we didn't have to go to the hospital or anything, but he ran a higher fever. He just felt worse.
Wow.
He was sicker. And I attribute it to that. It may or may not be, but that's my thoughts on it.
That was Immune Plus.
Is that Immune Plus, Melissa?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, y'all. I'm going to have to, my internet service, I'm going to have to stop my video there. That makes it better.
It
I
does
know my
somehow.
internet's unstable too.
Okay, ladies, it's been good.
It has been. Thanks
It's
for
been.
hopping on.
I appreciate this very much, y'all. It's lots of good information.
It is. It's helpful.
All right, y'all have a good evening.
All right. You
Thank
too.
you.
Thanks,
Y'all too.
everybody. Bye.
Bye.